My friends, you need to be protecting yourselves in your real estate transactions. So make sure and watch this video to the end because it literally could save you thousands of dollars. My name's Nathan Lalonde, and I'm going to tell you a story about somebody I recently met. It was not a client of mine, but somebody I recently met at my church. And they'd gotten a home under contract with another realtor, and they were contacted soon after by somebody from the title company who seemed very knowledgeable of the transaction, told them they were going to send them wiring instructions so they could wire in their earnest money. They got an email, wired the money to the account that was provided to them in that email, and contacted the title company to make sure they received it, and lo and behold, the title company never got it. They were scammed out of their earnest money and were a victim of wire fraud. So you definitely don't want to be in this type of situation. And there are several things that you can do to protect yourself in a real estate transaction. The first thing, first red flag that's out there is if somebody calls you and asks you for sensitive information. That is a red flag because title companies and lenders aren't going to ask you for sensitive information over the phone. They're going to email you for it, or more preferably, they're going to have their own online portal where you have to log into it and provide this information. So if somebody calls you, asks for your bank account or your bank statements or your bank account number or your social security number, hang up the phone, then call the company back on their office line and verify that the person you're talking with is actually with the company and does actually need that information. Then try and email it to an email address that you know is associated with that company as opposed to providing it over the phone. The next thing is whenever you receive information via email from one of these companies, whether it be lender or title, verify that the domain name or the .com portion of the email address is the one that is set up for that company. One of the things I do as an agent for any of my buyers or sellers is I tell them who they're going to be contacted by, whether it be from title or lender. I'm going to tell them what the domain name should be for any email that they get. So for example, Providence Title. If you're getting an email from Providence Title saying, here's wiring instructions, or I need your bank account for to wire your proceeds as a seller, or I need your social security number, any email that comes from them would be from @protitletx.com. And this is something that I share with my clients, what those domain names are. Scammers will oftentimes try and replicate that domain with just a slight variation, like an extra period or an extra letter in there. So if they're emailing you, asking you for sensitive information, check that domain name very closely and make sure you know where it's coming from. Make sure you verify that it is coming from the company that you expect it to be. Because it's very easy for somebody to slip in an email asking for something, make a slight change to that domain name, and scam you out of your money. You know, when you're dealing with a real estate transaction, this is something that should be a good experience for you. It's one of those big life moments, buying a home for yourself or whether even buying an investment property. And I want you to have the best experience possible. And the first thing that can wreck it is to become a victim of wire fraud. So if you're working with another realtor, make sure you communicate with that realtor who you should be expecting to get communication from, whether it be email or on the phone. Make sure never to provide sensitive information over the phone and always check that domain name. If you're not working with a realtor, this is some of those things that I coach my clients on to make sure that they have the best transaction possible. So reach out to me today. I'd love to help you out. I'd love to take you and walk you through the process. You definitely don't want to do this on your own, and you definitely don't want to do it with an inexperienced agent. So go ahead, reach out to me today. You can click the button below to send me a message on Facebook, or you can reach out to me at 281-650-5210. Let's get you moving today. That's all I got. Thanks. Have a great one.